Ani and good day. My name is Adele Loosemore and I'm a Treaty Indian from Shebahonaning. On June 6th, 2022, the CBC had a story on its website about a member of the Métis Nation of Ontario whose Indigenous identity was being questioned. MNO's president did not speak about that individual, but when asked about false claims to Indigenous identity, she said it was unacceptable and it hurts our communities. In this video, I'm going to show you why I look at that CBC story and MNO's response to it in a whole different way. Here's a screenshot of the story headline from the CBC website. It was about this man that I'm going to call Mr. M, a member of the Métis Nation of Ontario. He's named in the article, but I'm not going to use his name in this video because I'd really like you to focus on the story behind this story. Mr. M was running an Aboriginal healing program in a hospital in southern Ontario. When someone questioned Mr. M's claim to Indigenous identity, Mr. M retired and the program was shut down. CBC talked to MNO's president about what happened. She said yes, MNO does have a major problem with their membership list. MNO has a database of genealogical information to assist applicants. And when applying for membership in MNO, people have to provide evidence that they have a Métis ancestor. There's also a video with the CBC article. If you want to watch MNO's president talking about fraudulent claims, there's a link to the CBC story in the description box below this video. The database she refers to in this story includes the Métis Nation of Ontario's verified Métis family lines. They have a bunch of these family histories on their website, on a page called Ontario Métis Root Ancestors. I'll also put a link to that page in the description box for this video. Back to Mr. M's situation. Apparently he's in hot water because he's lacking evidence to show that his ancestors, or at least one ancestor, was of mixed Indian European blood. The CBC story says that Mr. M has yet to officially verify his claims of Métis heritage to the satisfaction of the MNO. Well, this seems very odd. Let's go back to 2017 for a minute, because the story mentions the 2017 review of MNO's files, involving the histories of 88 families. The independent reviewer failed 4 of those families because they didn't meet the criteria set out by MNO and the province of Ontario. But MNO and Ontario directed the reviewer to treat those families as if they did meet the criteria. If you want to know more details about this review, watch a video I made called 2017 Independent Review. The family called Chevret-Soulière was the only one of MNO's families that had no evidence of an ancestor with mixed Indian European blood. It's associated with the Georgian Bay Historic Métis community, just like the Barrie South Simcoe Métis Council, Mr. M's home base. MNO posted the Chevrette-Soulière family on their Métis Root Ancestors webpage, where it has remained for several years. In June, a note appeared at the bottom of that page. I put a yellow oval around it on this image. It says updated June 20th, 2022. That would be 14 days after the CBC story about Mr. M. So what did MNO update? The only change I could find is this statement relating to the Chevrette-Soulière family in the Georgian Bay harvesting area. Here's a closer view. It says Chevrette-Soulière. Please note this file FL7025 is only valid for current MNO citizens who are applying for harvesting. What does that mean? Does it mean that MNO is no longer accepting membership applications from people who claim to have Métis ancestors in this family? The Chevrette-Soulière family has no documented Métis ancestor. If this file is not valid for issuing someone a Métis membership card, how can it be valid for issuing someone a Métis harvesting card? I don't know for sure if Mr. M is descended from this family. I could be wrong. But if I am wrong, then there must be another family in MNO's database that doesn't have any Métis ancestors. So let's take a look at these situations. Mr. M, MNO's Métis not Métis member. It appears that he does not have documentation of Métis ancestors. Chevrette-Soulière, MNO's Métis not Métis family. There's no documentation of Métis ancestors in the file posted on MNO's Root Ancestor page. Mr. M remains a member of the Métis Nation of Ontario. The Chevrette-Soulière family remains a verified Métis family line. When the CBC story was published in June, Mr. M was still serving as Métis elder and advisor for MNO's Barrie South Simcoe Métis Council. On its website, as of January 17, 2023, MNO still says the Chevrette-Soulière family is valid for current MNO citizens who are applying for harvesting. There's a question about whether Mr. M falsely claimed a Métis identity. There's also a question about whether the Métis Nation of Ontario and the Government of Ontario falsely claimed a Métis identity for the Chevrette-Soulière family. No matter who Mr. M's ancestors are, if he doesn't have evidence of a Métis identity, he should be on the hook for making that kind of claim. So should MNO and the Government of Ontario.